The NFL has released the 2018 regular season schedule, and the Lions will begin the Matt Patricia era at home on Monday Night Football versus the New York Jets. Detroit's schedule includes 3 nationally televised games, all at home, 1 on Monday Night Football, Jets, Week 1, 1 on Sunday Night Football, Patriots, Week 3, and 1 for their annual Thanksgiving Day game, Bears, Week 12. Here's a breakdown of the entire schedule. Week 1, September 10th, versus New York Jets, 7:10 p.m., ESPN, Monday Night Football. Patricia begins his head coaching career on the national stage against a familiar opponent from his AFC East days. It will be the first Monday night game hosted by the Lions since the opener in 2014 versus the Giants. The Lions have been on the road the last 5 times they've played on Monday night. The Jets own the number 3 overall pick in next week's NFL draft, and are expected to draft a quarterback. Could the Lions open up their season against a rookie quarterback? Week 2, Sept. 16, at San Francisco 49ers, 4:05 p.m., Fox. The 49ers were one of the hottest teams in the NFL the second half of the season last year after trading for quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. He won all 5 of his starts to end the season, and San Francisco finished the year 6-10 after a 1-10 start. These two teams last met in 2015 with the Lions winning 32-17 in Detroit. Week 3, September 23rd, versus New England Patriots, 8:20 p.m., NBC, Sunday Night Football. Patricia gets to face his old team and mentor in Patriots head coach Bill Belichick on a national stage for Sunday Night Football. The Patriots won the AFC last season. It will be Detroit's first game of the season against a playoff opponent from last year. This is an early season benchmark contest for the Lions. Week 4, September 30th, at Dallas Cowboys, 1 p.m., Foe. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott and co. will host the Lions to end the first quarter of the season. The Cowboys have won the last 2 matchups between these two teams in Dallas, including the playoff win in 2014. This wraps up a pretty consistent first quarter schedule for the Lions with 2 home contests and 2 on the road to start the season. Week 5, October 7, versus Green Bay Packers, 1 p.m., Fox. The Lions swept the season series from Green Bay last year, but both contests were played without Packers MVP quarterback Aaron Rodgers after he suffered a broken collarbone early in the year. Rodgers has a new weapon in tight end Jimmy Graham, and the Packers will no doubt be looking for a little payback from their division rivals. Week 6 bye. Players typically like the bye week to come around the midway point of the season. Week 6 isn't a bad spot for Detroit, especially if they're dealing with any early season injuries. Week 7, October 21, at Miami Dolphins, 1 p.m., Fox. It was a down year for the Dolphins in 2017, 6-10, after they made the playoffs in 2016 for the first time since 2008. The team was affected by the loss of starting quarterback Ryan Tannehill, who tore his ACL and missed the entire season. With Tannehill back, the Dolphins are hoping to regain their 2016 playoff form. The Lions have won their last 2 contests versus Miami. Week 8, October 28th, versus Seattle Seahawks, 1 p.m., Fox. The Seahawks went through a ton of change this offseason. Richard Sherman, Michael Bennett, Sheldon Richardson and Jimmy Graham are gone. Quarterback Russell Wilson remains, however, and he's one of the best in the NFL. Seattle has won 5 of the last 6 games versus the Lions, but Detroit did win the last matchup at Ford Field back in 2012, Week 9, in November. 4, at Minnesota Vikings, 1 p.m., Fox. Detroit gets its first crack at the defending division champs and their new quarterback Kirk Cousins. Week 9. The Lions were the only team in the NFL last season to beat Minnesota at US Bank Stadium, a 14-7 victory. Week 4. Detroit also won there in 2016. Can they make it 3 in a row at US Bank? Week 10, in November 11, at Chicago Bears, 1 p.m., Fox. The second half of the season kicks off against this NFC North foe. Lions won 9 of their last 10 games versus the Bears, with the 1 defeat coming at Chicago early in the 2016 season. The Bears, like the Lions, have a new head coach Matt Nagy, who will be looking to make an impact in the division. Week 11, in November 18, versus Carolina Panthers, 1 p.m., Fox. 2 years in a row the Lions host the Panthers at Ford Field. Cam Newton and the Panthers got the better of the Lions last season with a 27-21 victory. Week 5. The Panthers were an 11-5 football team a year ago, and qualified for the playoffs. One little side note about this contest, it's nice the Lions play at home the Sunday before their Thanksgiving Day game just 4 days later. Last year they were on the road, Chicago. Week 12, November 22nd, vs. Chicago Bears, 12:30 p.m., CBS, Thanksgiving. Lions team president Rod Wood said earlier this offseason he was hoping for a division opponent on Thanksgiving. Wood gets his wish as the Lions host the Bears for their annual Thanksgiving Day game. It's the second time the Bears and Lions play over a 3-week stretch. Week 13, Deck 2, vs. Los Angeles Rams, 1 p.m., Fox. The Rams were very aggressive this offseason trying to revamp their roster. The additions of Aqib Talib, Marcus Peters and Ndamukong Suh give the Rams defense 3 All-Pro caliber guys to play alongside defending Defensive Player of the Year Aaron Donald. Suh gets a chance to play against the team that drafted him No. 2 overall back in 2010 for the first time since he left Detroit following the 2014 season. Week 14, Deck 9, at Arizona Cardinals, 4:25 p.m., Fox. The Lions got off to a good start last season with a 35-23 win over the Cardinals in the season opener at Ford Field. The Cardinals lost Pro Bowl running back David Johnson to a dislocated wrist in this game, and finished 8-8 and missed the playoffs for the second straight season. The Lions haven't won in Arizona since 1993. Week 15, December 16th, at Buffalo Bills, 1 p.m., Fox. This is the first real opportunity for a cold weather contest. Buffalo in December can be a crapshoot. The Bills finished 2017 with the same record as the Lions, 9-7, but that was good enough to get them into the playoffs in the AFC, while the Lions were the odd man out of the postseason in the NFC. Week 16, Deck 23, vs. Minnesota Vikings, 1 p.m., Fox. The Lions end the season with 2 division games that will likely have a lot to say about the NFC North standings and the NFC playoff picture. The final home game of the regular season is against the defending division champs. Week 17, Deck 30, at Green Bay Packers, 1 p.m., Fox. Make it 4 of the last 5 years the Lions will finish the regular season with the Packers. This ends a tough last quarter for the Lions that has them playing 3 of their last 4 on the road. The Lions will certainly need to be an indoor team with an outdoor mentality ending the year in the frozen tundra.